Okay, so we're talking about arpeggios today. All kinds of arpeggios, seventh chords, triads. We're going to cover all of it, and I'm going to show you some cool exercises that you can do to practice these in the different inversions. So let's get right to it. We're going to be let's stay in the key of G for the most part. So we'll start with the triad arpeggios, and I'm going to show you the way that I like to practice them. There are, of course, dozens of different ways to play these. I'm just going to show you a couple that work for me and that I use in my playing all the time. So, root position means that the root of the chord is on bottom, and we're talking about a G major chord, right? So the root is G, and we're going to play two notes on the sixth string, G and B, and then one note on the fifth string, and then two notes on the fourth string, one note, and then two notes. So it sounds like this. Let me get a close-up on the fingers so you can see what's happening. Okay, so that was root position, major, G major. Now we're going to do the first inversion. So we were playing G, B, D, G, B, D, G, B, D, right? Now we're going to start on B, and we're going to have B, D, G, B, D, G, B, D, G, right? So that's going to start. We're still going to be doing the same configuration of notes. So like two notes, one note, two notes, one note, one note, two notes. So there's our first inversion, G major triad arpeggio. So let me get a close-up on the fingers for that. Sweet. Okay, now we just have one more inversion, starting from the fifth, the D. So check this out. Starting from D, and we're going to have D, G. We're going to jump up to G there. That's a bit of a stretch in other keys. In this key, it's not too bad. So D, G, B, D, G, B, D, G, B. Show a close-up on that. Awesome. So that's all three inversions of the G major triad. Now, a good way to practice these, which is an exercise I like to do, is play all the inversions with G as the lowest note. So what they're going to end up being, we're going to have G in root position, and then G becomes the third. So that's going to be E flat major. And then G becomes the fifth, which is going to be C major. And then we go back to G again. Sweet. So let's put that to some chords and see what it sounds like with some chords underneath it. So I made a loop here, and the chords that are in the loop, I'll show you those real quick. I did a G major 6, then I moved up to a E flat major 7, major 9, kind of the same shape, and then a C major 9, and then an A flat, no, then back to G. The A flat comes later. So we're going to do this with 7th chords as well. So check this out. I'll let the loop play through once, and then I'll play the arpeggios over it. So here's the E flat, C, back to the G. Here we go. I'll do it one more time. There's E flat, C, back to G. Cool, right? Awesome. All right, now let's go on to the minor triads. You can do this with major, minor, diminished, augmented. Maybe we'll do all of them. I'm not sure yet. So let's do minor now. So the G minor triad is going to be G, B flat, and D. Then we're going to have G, B flat, D, G, B flat, D. Same configuration of notes again. 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, and then 2. So 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay? So that's root position. I'll get a close-up on that. Okay, so that's root position minor. Now we have a first inversion, which starts on B flat. So we're going to have, again, 2 notes, 1 note, 2 notes, 1 note, 1 note, 2 notes. And the notes are B flat, D, G, B flat, D, G, B flat, D, G. Let me get a close-up on that. Okay, and then we just have one more left. That's starting from the D, the 5th. So check this out. We're going to go D, jump up to G again. Then we've got B flat. So that's D, G, B flat, D, G, B flat, D, G, B flat. Let me get a close-up. Awesome. Now that's all the inversions of the G minor. So now let's do that same exercise where we make G the root, make G the 3rd, and make G the 5th. So we're going to have G as the root. We're going to have G as the 3rd, which would be E minor. Then we're going to have G as the 5th, which would be C minor. And then back to G as the root. So let's set up a loop for that. Okay, so let me show you the chords that I used for this loop. I used a G minor 7. I may have played it like that so I could grab the 5th up here. We did an E minor 9, C minor 9, and then back to G minor 7. So here we go. And then here's the E minor 9. C minor now, and then back to G, and here are the arpeggios. Let me do that again. E minor, C minor, back to G minor. Cool, right? All right, so that was minor. You can also do this with the diminished and the augmented. Diminished would be like a minor one with a flat 5, and the augmented would be like a major one with a sharp 5. So I think for the sake of time, we'll just stick to major and minor for now, and see if you can figure out the augmented and diminished. Okay, let's get into seventh chords. Seventh chords. So seventh chords are 4-note chords that have a root, a third, a fifth, and a seventh. So we're going to start with major 7, and that will be G major 7. And we'll start with root position that has the root on the 6th string. And the fingerings that I'm using, there are, again, dozens of different fingerings you can do. I developed these ones for myself because they stay in one position, and the first string is the same fingering as the 6th string. So that was my rule for these. Okay? Oh, and they all start with the first finger. So here's root position. We have 2 notes, 1 note, 2 notes, 2 notes, 1 note, 2 notes. I don't know if they're all like that. We'll see. Okay, here's a close-up. Okay, so that's root position. Let's check out first inversion. That'll be starting from the B, which is the third of G. And again, we're starting with the first finger. So we have B, D, G, F sharp, G, B, D, F sharp, G, B, D. This one's nice because it doesn't have any stretches. It's all within 4 frets. So let me get a close-up on that. Okay, and now we start from the D, which is the 5th of G. So we're going to go D, F sharp, and then G, B, D, F sharp, G, B, D, F sharp. So the first string and the 6th string both have that 1-4 with a stretch. Here's a close-up. Okay, and then we have the one starting from the 7th. We could play it up here. Let's play it down here. I think it's more comfortable down here. So we're starting from F sharp. Going to sound like this. And let me get a close-up on that now. Awesome. So now we can do that same exercise where we make G the root, we make G the 3rd, 5th, 7th, and see what we get. So when G is the root, of course, we have G major 7. When G is the 3rd, we have E flat major 7. When G is the 5th, we have C major 7. And when G is the 7th, we have A flat major 7. Alright, so So let's make a loop of those chords and see what it sounds like. So I'll be doing a G major 6, then E flat major 9, C major 9, A flat major 9. Okay, so here's our loop. We've got G, then we go to E flat, and then C, and then A flat. And here are the arpeggios. There's G, E flat, C, A flat, G, E flat, C, and A flat. Yeah, cool, right? I think I've said that every single time. That's getting old. Okay, but it is cool. Let's do the same thing with the minor 7 now. So minor 7, we're going to lower the 3rd and the 7th. So we'll have G, B flat, D, F. So let me show you those fingerings quickly. That was root position. First inversion. And second inversion. And third inversion. Let's get close-ups of all of those in a row. Here's root position. First inversion. Second inversion. And third inversion. Okay, cool. So now let's do the same thing that we did with the major 7. Let's do it with the minor 7. So our root position obviously will be G minor. We'll do a G minor 7. And then our first inversion is going to be E minor 7. And then our second inversion, where G is the 5th, will be C minor 7. Maybe I'll do C minor 9. And then our third inversion, where G is the 7th, will be A minor 7. Okay, so let's get a loop going. Okay, so here's our loop. G minor 7, E minor 9, C minor 9, and then A minor 7. And here are the arpeggios. C minor, A minor, G minor, E minor, C minor, A minor, and then we're back to G. Nice. All right. I think that's a pretty fun one. And again, you want to try these out with some different 7th chords as well. I would do them in this order: major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, which is like the major 7 but with a flat 7th. So that would be G, B, D, F instead of F sharp. You also want to do it with the minor 7 flat 5. That's G, B flat, D flat, F. Also the G fully diminished, which would be G, B flat, D flat, F flat, or E. It's the same, but when it's functioning as the 7th of a G, we call it F flat. So that's the fully diminished. You can try out these other ones like major 7, sharp 5. You can try out the major 7, flat 5. Pretty cool, right? And I think that about covers it. And doing them this way, I think, really helps get the different inversions under your fingers and also gets you thinking in changing keys, which you're going to have to do when you're playing jazz tunes. You're going to have to change keys. One last exercise I want to show you before we get out of here. This one is great. This is called linear inversion. And this is where you take the arpeggio and you play 4 notes at a time, and then you invert those 4 notes, but not moving up the fretboard, staying in position. So we'll do it from root position G. So this will be G, B, D, F sharp, and then we're going to go B, D, F sharp, G, D, F sharp, G, B, F sharp, G, B, D, and so on. Pretty, right? So that would be in root position, but with linear inversion. Sounds really good with hammer-ons and pull-offs. Let's take it to the next position. This would be starting in first inversion. And then second inversion. And then third inversion, starting from the 7. Cool. All right. Let's do it with minor too. Why not? Why not? Okay, here's minor 7. This is a lot like the pentatonic scale, right? We're just missing 1 note from the pentatonic. So it's very easy to get confused with the pentatonic, but does it really matter? No. To the second inversion. And then third inversion. There we go. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. Is your brain full now? Good, because mine is empty. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you got something out of it, send it to one of your guitar playing friends. And if you hated it, send it to one of your enemies. And I will see you next time.